Good morning. Today I wanted to talk about relationships and compatibility, or at least the lack thereof. I hung out with a good close friend of mine this weekend, and something she said to me just kind of stuck out in my mind, and I've been thinking about it and thinking about it, and I thought it would be a great topic that we could discuss. So, she had made a comment about her boyfriend that she lives with. They're not married, um, and they've been together for about maybe a year, and they live together, and they don't have kids together, but they have kids from separate relationships that are in the household with them together as a couple. So like they're doing a family thing, which is nice, or at least the concept of it is. But what she said was, I can't wait for this relationship to be over. And I was like, what do you mean? And, she gave me this laundry list of things about him that, she doesn't care for or, that are, just bad, that she's not, she doesn't like. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's probably the saddest thing I've heard in a long ass time. And one of the things I asked her as she was going through her list, like, I wasn't trying to be contradictory, I wasn't trying to make light of her situation, but I asked her, I said, are these things that were present in the beginning, or is this like new stuff that's just come up and now you're like, fuck, I can't believe he's doing this? And she like really calmly was like, no, it's always been there. So then I started thinking like, okay, but so you stayed a year so far, and you guys live together. Her daughter calls him dad, and his son calls her mom, and I'm like, you can't be ready for the relationship to be over. Like, this is not a movie or a shift at work where you're like, oh, I'm so tired, I can't wait to get off. But then I thought, yeah, it is. Like, she feels like she's clocking in every day to a job that she hates, but she needs the money, or maybe she needs the benefits or whatever, but she's not enjoying or fulfilled with what she's doing. And that got me to thinking like, there are so many people that are in situations like that. And first of all, you don't wait for a relationship to be over. If it's really that bad, if you really can't stand it, if it's if it's the way it is like that already in the very beginning, chances are it's not going to get better. So these imaginary time frames that people put on themselves, like in 6 months I'm gonna move out, or in 3 months I'm gonna leave, or whatever. It's stupid, and all you're doing is building, building, building to make a situation harder for you to actually get out of later. Because all you're doing is postponing the inevitable. Like, if it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work, and that's like a huge thing. Like, it seems like in this society or with our generation, whatever, like we try to force compatibility. Let me say this, it is okay to not be compatible with someone. That is the point of dating. That is the point of getting to know someone. That is the point of spending time with them, so you can learn about them and you can see if your pieces match their pieces. Because you can't force pieces of a puzzle. When you do that, you don't get the whole picture, or you don't get the right picture. So I kept thinking, like, not judging her, but just thinking about like my own personal situations that maybe I've been through, and then things that I know that other people are going through too. You need to give yourself time. Like, everything is great in the beginning. I think it was Chris Rock, the comedian, that said, when you first meet somebody, you're not meeting them, you're meeting their representative, right? And that makes absolute sense. Like, we all put our best foot forward when we're meeting someone. And then as you get to know a person, you start to let that guard down and you start to show more of yourself, of who you actually are, which is fine too. Like, whether you're a good person or a fucked up person or somewhere in between or whatever, those things naturally start to come out. Like, nobody can put on a show forever. And that's why you need to take your time. Like, you don't have to meet somebody on Monday, move in with them on Wednesday, and have a baby with them on Friday. Like, and there's people out here that are actually doing stuff like that. Like, slow the fuck down. Like, it is okay to sleep alone. It is okay to not immediately fall in love with someone. Like, people are so desperate and clingy for love and the attention and affection of other people that they find themselves in these situations that later on down the road they're like, fuck, what did I get myself into? And had they just took a little bit of extra time and really got to know the person, or really evaluated the shit that they were seeing, and been like, okay, is this something I can deal with, or is this something I cannot deal with? And sometimes it's okay to find a situation that you cannot deal with. Like, you don't have to accept everything about a person and then dive into a relationship that you're going to hate. Like, everybody doesn't match up. And sometimes people come into our lives when, you know, we're going through things, and so then we feel like this obligation to stay with them, to show our appreciation or whatever. It's okay to accept a person for what they are at the time that they came into your life, and then let them go, or more so, let yourself go and continue growing until you find the right person that matches up with all your wants and needs. Like, we all have this mental list in our minds of the type of person that, you know, is perfect for us. And even though there's no such thing as perfect, there is a perfect match for us. There is some imperfect person that's perfect for you. And it's okay to have that list. Whatever's on it, from the physical stuff to the emotional stuff that you want, and everything. Like, whatever your personal list is cool. And it's okay to keep dating and keep getting to know people until you meet the person that hits all the stuff on your list, or at least until you meet the person that hits the majority of the stuff on the list, and the stuff that they don't hit, you decide, well, I don't really need that. But make sure it is stuff that you really don't need. Like, don't compromise the stuff that you need to be a happy person, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. Like, you're not here for someone else. You are here for you. And you and another person should complement each other, not complete. And people get those two words mixed up. Compliment me. I don't need you to complete me, because I need to already be all right before I hop into a serious situation with you. And I think that's the hugest mistake that people make. You're not going to find someone that's going to complete you. If you're not already okay with yourself, if you're not already at a state of peace and clarity, what is another person going to do for you? All they're going to do is bring in more confusion, because you already don't know who you are. Now you got to figure out who you are, plus figure out who they are, plus figure out how it all works together. Don't do that to yourself. So going forward, at least for today, let it sit on your mind. Let the message be, compliment me, because I need to be complete already by myself. So I hope that helps somebody today. I hope y'all have a good day, and we'll have another video ready in about a week or so. So keep up the energy, and grand rising.